For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Coming up on the broadcast, we have to extend condolences to a contributor to the broadcast. The Prime Minister of St. Lucia, he has accused many people in this country of being selfish. He says, selfishness is taking over St. Lucia. I am concerned about this. The Prime Minister will also speak on the Guyana-Venezuela dispute on the heels of that recent meeting involving CARICOM heads and a planned tete-a-tete to take place Thursday. And that meeting involving the presidents of Guyana and Venezuela. And we have a whole lot more in store for you between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon as we welcome you to yet another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page and on YouTube as well. During the course of the broadcast, your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And Kimani will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. So, Larry Neil Carrasco, age 50, the son of well-known St. Lucian commentator, journalist Rick Wayne, he passed away last evening at a hospital in Barbados at the age of 50. He was riding a motorcycle at the time of a accident that took the form of a collision with a vehicle. That incident occurring on the Barrow section of the ABC Highway at the junction with Mount Friendship Road, that's over in Barbados. And this is a report extracted from the Barbados Nation newspaper. So once again, condolences to Rick Wayne on the tragic death of his son, Larry Neil Carrasco, aged 50, passed away in Barbados last evening, pronounced dead at hospital. What else is happening? The Prime Minister of St. Lucia just cannot understand that people have a right to not only voice their opinion, but to be critical of his decisions as the leader of this country. There are a number of people who are keeping quiet. There are a number of people who don't have an opinion either here nor there when it comes to critical decisions that are made by this administration. But on the contrary, there are some individuals who believe that it is their God-given right, and a right that is also enshrined in the island's constitution, to speak out, to voice their opinion. They might not be always correct on positions that they espouse. Take, for example, on GPH. But does not mean that they should not be voicing an opinion. We all have an opinion on different issues. And those who have a contrary opinion on the leasing of our ports, in the first instance for 3 decades, and possibly another decade, they might not be right. But you know what? This is a serious decision that has been taken by the government of St. Lucia on behalf of the people of this country. And there will not always be unanimity on certain issues in St. Lucia. And you must always create the avenue whereby people will disagree with you. It is not a case where you took a decision that will impact you as an individual, as the Prime Minister of this country, or your family. This has implications for the wider St. Lucian society, one way or the other. And more than that, it is our business. We are not intruding. We are stakeholders. You just happen to be part of the board of directors governing the affairs of the country. But we are, as citizens, we are stakeholders. And the problem is, this happens to most prime ministers around the world, including St. Lucia. They believe that you have some kind of negative, ulterior motive anytime you're critical of decisions that they take. They're very suspicious of your actions for whatever reason. But you know, sometimes prime ministers and politicians must say to themselves, well, let's not look at it from a political point of view. This individual or that individual, they are not out to get me. The same way, when you were the leader of the opposition, every opportunity you got, that's what I really cannot understand. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, whilst in opposition, was very, very, very active in keeping the United Workers' Party administration on its toes. And that was his right. Not only as leader of the opposition, but as a citizen of this country. And sometimes politicians take themselves too seriously, as if they are beyond criticism. You ought not to question decisions that they take on behalf of the people of the country. You know, we really don't have a civil society to talk about. You can count and enumerate on one hand the number of people who are willing to take a chance or two by criticizing prime ministers and politicians in this country. So when some individuals are brave enough to ask for explanations. And let us cite whether, as part of the agreement, the St. Lucia administration has decided that it will not develop Port VA4. And up to a day like today, the Prime Minister, the Investment Minister, no government minister, SLASPO officials, they don't believe that they owe us a response to this question, to this puzzle. It is a puzzle because you continue to hear the allegations being made by certain individuals in the country and you're not getting a response. It's as if you're not worthy of us addressing that particular issue. But people continue to be very curious, at least some people, as to what exactly is going on. And it is unfortunate, I'll use this word on this occasion, it's unfortunate that we are not hearing anything from the folks of VA4. They're leaving it to some people, a few individuals, to fight their cause. So let us wait how long. Let's see how long we'll have to wait before we get a response from the Prime Minister on this issue involving the development of the VA4 port. But the Prime Minister was speaking to reporters yesterday, and he was very, very incensed. And he said that this thing blows my mind. You'll hear him in his own words in just a moment. And making reference to selfishness. You know, selfishness is taking over St. Lucia. As if it is the first time that a government has decided to embark upon a particular initiative, a particular project that it believes will benefit the wider St. Lucian society, and it has not been opposed by certain sections of the country, as if that is unprecedented. And this warrants people being described as being selfish. He says that selfishness is taking over St. Lucia. Let's hear the Prime Minister right now, Philip J. Pierre.
We talk about GPH. GPH is something we spoke about all the time. It's nothing new. The Minister of Tourism spoke to the cruise lines about GPH, and there are people who are deliberately going out there. And it's an indictment at some people who are deliberately going out there and spreading false and malicious rumors about the government just because the people of St. Lucia have made their choices. GPH is nothing new. The last government spoke about GPH. They had discussions. They thought they went as far as Europe to talk to GPH. GPH is not a new company. So, you know, I sometimes it concerns me how selfishness is taking over in St. Lucia. It concerns me. Selfishness. It really concerns me. It really concerns me. We have a country to run. I have made the point that Philip J. Pierre is not to be Prime Minister all his life. I've made a point several times. This thing is a cycle. There's a time when Philip J. Pierre will not be Prime Minister. The people either reject him or he will reject himself. Yes. That time will come. You understand? Why can't people accept the fact that the people of St. Lucia chose a new government? Why is that so hard to understand? I mean, the kind of things I hear, it blows my mind.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, kind of thing that he has, it blows his mind. Let's hear from you right now. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages. 716-2026, 716-2026. And of course, Kimani is here. And she's reporting on some of the comments in the chat room. Good afternoon to you, Kimani.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim. In the chat room, we have someone saying it concerns me the level of leadership we have in St. Lucia. And of course, an influx of condolences to Rick Wayne. Another comment, after 3 years, you're still a new government. Another comment in the chat room. Someone says, the PM has made it quite clear that's not our business despite us craving for answers to our questions. Someone says, Tim, sometimes no response is also a response. They are thumbing their noses at concerned citizens and NewsSpin.
We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Hi, good day, Tim.
Yes,
ma'am.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon to you. I can hear you.
All right. I'm just calling. I'm not sure about what's going on at OKU, but and doctors allowed to disclose information to patients as to what's going on with them?
If they should be disclosing information to patients?
Yes.
Yes,
I mean, that is of course over.
I believe they ought to, yes.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out why. My dad is over there at the hospital, and I'm not able to go there because of my location. And he's not sure what's going on with him. As he was bitten by a snake. The venom was not removed from his body, and they're not looking at him. The nurses have attended to him, but apparently the doctor have not said anything to him yet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they ought to communicate. To me, that's common sense. That's normal. They ought to communicate not only the circumstances, but I mean, what exactly is happening to him in terms of his health status.
What I'm saying, he said half of his body is swelling up, and they're not giving him any information. So I find this is weird. I don't know what's going on at OKU, but they need to go ahead and do some investigation inside of there. I need to get someone to go on there to check on him for me, because if the man passes away, then what would they say? Would they try to cover it up? What's going on in St. Lucia?
Mm-hmm. So any of your siblings or family member will be going to visit him to find out exactly what's happening?
I will need to reach out to a family member, but okay. My siblings aren't here. It's hard for me to get over to him. Okay.
Because, I mean, when those things happen, doctors, you find them very compassionate, and they explain everything to you in detail. Take, for example, as the Dr. Didier, a dermatologist. I mean, this doctor is so thorough. She tells you what's happening, what's the skin condition, why this has happened, how you should apply the medication, and so on, allay your fears. So I don't know, based on what you're saying there, what is happening to your dad and why they're not explaining the situation clearly to him. But we hope something good will come out of it, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. I'm going to
okay.
Have a good day.
All right, you too, and all the best to you. And speedy recovery to your dad. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. 716-2026. Do we have another call via WhatsApp? We have a call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Tim, are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Yes. Tim, yes. I am just looking at something to see how St. Lucia is really lawless. On the one-way road coming up to Castries, Vasco have been doing a work there for how many months? Up to a day like today, they have not told anybody, or they have not put something over the media to tell people how long would they continue with that project. They dug through a trench in the road. Imagine 3 bus drivers had to take it on their own to actually put dirt in the road. And let me tell you, no reflectors at all at night. Remember that we have foreigners coming in. Unless that somebody don't die on the road, and Wasco is not saying nothing pertaining to that.
Not only foreigners, not only foreigners. You have St. Lucians who are not familiar with certain roads on the island. Not everyone knows, every nook and cranny of St. Lucia.
Exactly, Tim. And nobody's not saying nothing, and everybody's just keeping their mouth shut. Tim, you would not want to believe that the road, the way it is there, sometimes you have to drive on one side of the road and let the other vehicle pass. Tim, that is not good. That is not good at all. And Wasco is not saying nothing. The only ad that they had is the day they said they would cut the road the Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday. Apart from that, no reflectors at night, nothing at all. and nobody's saying nothing. Tim, I hope that it actually reached in the right set of people's head or in the mind and for it to say something about that. Okay, thank you.
And you're saying this is at Mon, yeah?
Or in the mind.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I missed it. All right. Thank you so much for calling. And I'm sure that Wasco is familiar with whatever that you're making reference to, and they will attend to it as quickly as possible. Wasco, you have so many PR people. I understood that you recently hired somebody to do public relations. So have that individual communicate to your customers, to the consumers, and to the wider St. Lucian society on some of the decisions that you're taking that might be posing some kind of threat to the life and safety of citizens of this country. 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. I think we have a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Is that NewsSpin?
Yes, sir. This is NewsSpin, and you are on the air.
Yes, I have to call about the situation at OKEU.
Mm-hmm.
I brought in a patient there yesterday, and we sat there until from 11 a.m., and that patient was not seen until 11 p.m. And it is a very serious problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that medical situation at St. Louis is really bad. Something needs to be done. The doctors are laid back. The nurses, nobody's coming in. And the lady Poleon was on a wheelchair for 12 hours in the ER. They don't even a tablet they gave her.
What was she at the hospital for, as far as you're aware?
She was referred to there by...
Hello?
And the lady has been suffering, sitting on a wheelchair. She's an infirm lady, sitting on a wheelchair. It is so sad.
Who referred her to the OKEU? Hello? Okay, we lost the caller. All right, but we got the gist of your complaint, and this is not anything new. I'm not making any excuses for the authorities at the OKEU. The waiting time at most of our health institutions is certainly a lot too long. This is unbearable. I mean, because you go into a health institution and you're seeking medical care, and you'd want this to be provided to you within a reasonable period. This has been happening for an eternity right now, and somehow the authorities have not been able to attend to this. And this certainly must be something that was very uncomfortable for this lady. Imagine that you are confined, you're in a wheelchair, and you might be suffering, going through some kind of ailment, and you're not getting the satisfaction of, getting attention from the health personnel. That you're very vulnerable. That certainly will cause you to be very frustrated. Work in progress, I imagine, on the part of the authorities, but we hope that in time this can be improved. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Kimani, what is in the chat room?
Someone says, one said, that's not your business. The other said, kill it. One said, wait your turn. The other said, when we finish, we will tell you. The government is just a dictatorship. Someone says, just hearing that makes Christmas look more bleak. Every time the PM speaks, he reminds us of exactly how he and his colleagues used to behave in opposition. Another comment, what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander when it comes to the SLP. That's it.
All right, let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Once again, 716-2026 for your WhatsApp calls and messages, and 452-2979, 452-2979. Let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through right now. And somebody says there, one Laune area by the wine place down south, Castries V4 Highway. No signage. Couple of accidents have already occurred because of this work being carried out by Wasco. And let's see if we have another message to go through. The Prime Minister now must understand what you sow, what you reap. The Prime Minister did not realize that the people had chosen Chasney in 2016. The Labour Party and its supporters were literally harassing investors like Cabot and DSH. And now he is complaining. And let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. Please bear with me while I try to go through as many of them as possible. Okay. Somebody says that tropical shipping will not be docking in St. Lucia until Friday, as the presence of cruise ships in the Castries port makes it impossible to accommodate them. Meanwhile, Port VA4 remains dead and container trucks continue to destroy our roads. The person says, I am a V4-shun. And another WhatsApp message. Is PJP for real? Was DSH anything new? Didn't the SLP themselves were in talks with DSH? These guys are so ridiculous and hypocritical, it blows my mind. Okay, another WhatsApp message. Let me see if I can access it. Okay, somebody says there, MBC take Mumu tablets. Okay, another WhatsApp message. Okay, no, I can't access this one. All right, so the broadcast will continue in just a moment with more of your calls and your WhatsApp messages as we discuss those issues in the news and matters of concern to you. The Consumer Affairs Minister says to the people of St. Lucia, the consumers in particular, you have the power. The conditions in the nation's capital, the state of Castries, the minister makes reference to that. And somebody responds to the question, what is troubling you about the state of our country? You are watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
It's my life and I want more. More time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line. No more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
Register today to set up Lucelect My Account by going to www.myaccount.lucelect.com on any device. Follow the steps to register and pay your electricity bills directly to Lucelect online and get back to your life. For now, this service is available to customers with domestic accounts only.
Celebrate the season with KFC's Christmas Festive Feast. Feast on our festive bucket. 6 pieces of chicken, 2 small mashed potatoes, 2 corns, 2 sodas, all for just $45. Or grab the festive box. 5 dipping wings, a sandwich, fries, a biscuit, and a soda, only $28. Make your holidays special with KFC's Festive Feast. Available at all KFC locations and for delivery. WhatsApp us at 484-0400 or visit our website, kfcslu.com, for more information. This is a limited time offer. Happy holidays from the management and staff of KFC.
You asked for it, and it's back. The National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited announces the return of its Merry Till February Christmas loan promotion. Get up to $30,000 with absolutely no deposit and up to 5 years to repay. It's Merry Till February with the Farmers Credit Union. Call 454-6710 in V4 or 452-7277 in Castries to book an appointment with one of our loans officers today. Terms and conditions apply.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are able to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. To make it easier for you, La Clinique de Corps is currently offering a special 30% discount for the Christmas season for all specialist consultations. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So, walk into the new year pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book your appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Tis the season for new internet, a laptop, and some extra cash. This Christmas is on us. Sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co. Terms and conditions apply. Valid while stocks last.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadhu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Celebrate this festive season with automotive art and make it a December to remember. Deck the halls of your garage with incredible deals that will light up your holiday season. For a limited time, enjoy a merry 20% off on all tools and accessories. The perfect gift for the car enthusiast in your life. But the holiday cheer doesn't stop there. Buy 3 tires on selected tire models and unwrap the gift of a 4th one for free. It's our way of spreading the joy of the road. And if that's not enough to make your season bright, slay the streets with up to 50% off on rims. Make this Christmas unforgettable. A December to remember at Automotive Art. Don't forget that we've extended opening hours in our Castries branch until 6 p.m. So hurry in and let the savings sleigh ride into your festive celebration. Automotive Art, where holiday magic meets the open road.
Find me where they find tonight, where we come to play within it. Blast your stress away, but know your limit. Just feel it, you're winning. We're having a blast, blast, blast. Hey! Your one-stop shop, lottery, VLTs and bingo. Come for the games, stay for the food, drinks and more. Celebrate with we feeling lucky. Blast with victory. Find me where they find tonight, where we come to play within it. Blast your stress away, but know your limit. Just feel it, you're winning. We're having a blast, blast, blast. Yeah, we playing blast.
Must be 18 or over to play. Only from the St. Lucia National Lottery. Changing lives.
The National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union wishes to inform all its members that its 20th annual general meeting has been rescheduled. The annual meeting will now be held on Sunday, December 17th at the Viewfort Infant School on Clark Street. The meeting will start from 1 p.m. All members of the credit union are asked to make a special effort to attend the 28th annual general meeting. There will be lots of attractive prizes to be won.
On NewsSpin Facebook question of the day: why should we learn to live with the 2.5% levy? And your response is, somebody says, if the levy is for universal health care, why is it capped at a certain amount and for a specific period? So no further universal health care after the money has been exhausted. I can understand how people buy lies so easily. The other one says, Nancy Charles explained succinctly that there was no need for this levy. The government increased the amount of money for consultancy from 60 million to 100 million. That extra 40 million would have sufficed. Remember, experts from the Ministry of Finance indicated that there was no specific area for those monies to be spent. Also last year, the government collected in excess of $70 million than what was projected. Where that money went to? Another one says, what is the average salary of most people demonstrating, agitating, and so on? Most of these people fall within the example bracket. These same people pay no taxes, no contribution. I don't see government repealing this tax or any other government that may follow. All right. What about the people who aren't paying taxes? Tell me. Name me one country whose taxes free no matter what the government generates. The people have to pay taxes. Another comment. Somebody says there, it is not a fair tax. I am yet to understand the reason behind this tax. More comments. Because we lack the drive to challenge undemocratic policies and decisions to bring about meaningful change. Somebody says Shastny would implement it if he were in power. Taxes, baking, black pudding, blocks making, etc., etc. Another comment. Why should we get universal health care and a better security system / service without making a financial contribution? We are busy promoting a culture of freeness. Visit Martinique next door. People pay taxes through the roof and neck. More comments. The taxes for the benefit of the people of St. Lucia. Another comment. God bless you and good morning. St. Lucians should continue to make their voices heard and their written words read. The evidence is that if the government of St. Lucia desired to raise a specific sum of money, it could have increased the VAT by the same 2.5%, place a cap on the amount to be raised and reduce it back to the 12.5% after the amount had been raised. That is not rocket science. Wasco did it with the dredging fee. That way, no VAT-approved entities would have had to make software adjustments. Just change the rate field to 15% and then change it back to 12.5%. As so many others have indicated, it is a compound tax. But the hurtful thing is that providers have not increased their prices by 2.5%, but by a fixed figure, which equates to more than 2.5%. Take, for example, a barber rents from a commercial landlord who applies the levy to the rent. The barber now has to pass this on to the clients. The charge for a haircut would now be increased by either $5 or $10. Same would apply to many other service providers. The government of St. Lucia could have increased the VAT on goods only and still be able to raise the requisite revenue. Costs on goods are arrived at to the cent, and some retailers may round off to 10 cents or 5 cents, but never to dollars. But many service providers round off the price to $10 or $5, never by cents. The VAT on goods should have been increased and not services, even if it would have taken longer to collect the requisite amount of money. That would have eased the burden on citizens. I will rest here for now. But the levy has had other negative effects. Somebody says there, we should have to. The government of St. Lucia should create other avenues for generating revenue and focus on building our economy. This taxation thing is not sustainable. Some of your reaction to our NewsSpin Facebook question of the day. Should we learn to live with the 2.5% levy? Kimani, what's in the chat room?
Someone says, I'm sure the places that pay taxes to the necks, there are other benefits which they enjoy, but in St. Lucia, nada. Another comment, the quality of service at the ER at OKEU is deplorable. The board of OKU is no doubt aware of the deplorable service. This includes the unprofessionalism of the ER nurses in particular. These are the problems that the OKEU board need to address.
And somebody says, compare the salaries in Martinique to ours. I think that's in response to somebody saying that the folks over in Martinique are paying taxes through the roof and their neck.
Another comment, everybody pays tax. What about the VAT? It's not a tax. Another comment, so still no answers for the question of giving the PM offices $5 million to do as he pleases. Someone else in the chat room says, wow, what is going on in Castries? It's almost like the cruise ships going to dock in all these potholes. Someone says, just now you will not be able to walk in Castries. No sidewalks, you have to walk in the road. The healthcare in St. Lucia is at its worst, yet they have us paying a 2.5% levy for health and security. Someone says, PJP, I look forward to your exemplary non-selfish behavior when in opposition. And someone is asking, is there even a health minister? Let's see. The fastest selling pill in St. Lucia is the Mumu pill, yet there is never a shortage. This pill seems to be readily available, unlike some other much needed medication.
WhatsApp message, somebody said the Latok roundabout needs some urgent attention. It's filled with potholes.
That's it for me in the chat room,
All
Jim.
right, thank you so much. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, no cruise ship today. The one which was scheduled to be here, cancelled. And let's see if we have another message to go through. Somebody says there's simply condolences to Rick Wayne and family. All right, let's continue our discussion and, of course, your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let us hear from Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre speaking on the Venezuela-Guyana dispute, and he spoke to reporters yesterday on the issue, and then we'll be hearing from the leader of the opposition.
St. Lucia's position is basically the CARICOM position. We go with CARICOM on that matter. It's a very serious situation, very concerning to CARICOM and to the government of St. Lucia. Very concerning. Guyana is the member of CARICOM, and Guyana and St. Lucia are good friends with Venezuela. Venezuela have done many things for us. The Albert Bridge, the laptop program, the help in the STEP program. So Venezuela, in fact, just want to make it clear that Venezuela was one of the first countries we established diplomatic relations with. It was in 1979, and there was a visit to Venezuela by Sir John Compton, then Prime Minister, and his postal assistant at the time. They had a visit to Venezuela. So Venezuela and St. Lucia have been friends for a long time, so it's not a new friendship. But we also are very close to Guyana. Guyana is a member of CARICOM. Guyanese nationals live in St. Lucia, many of them. Many St. Lucians went to Guyana to work. So it's a situation where we find ourselves among a quarrel among our friends. And that is the reality of the situation. But again, we believe that that controversy must be settled peacefully. Peacefully. We are hoping that this long-standing controversy, discussion and dialogue, so we're calling for discussion and dialogue, and we're asking for both parties to respect international law, to respect, Guyana has said that they're going to be following the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice. Venezuela hasn't accepted it. We think that all actions should be kept at a level so it can't escalate. So in the meantime, we are asking for dialogue, we are asking for discussion, and the maintenance of the region as a zone of peace.
They are meeting on Thursday in St. Vincent. Are you hoping that it's It's a good sign and a good
They are meeting
solution.
on this, yes, they are meeting on this. That's the CARICOM. You see, we're not doing this individually. We're doing it at CARICOM position. CARICOM is hoping that things. And I'm very pleased that they're meeting. You see, the difference between human beings is that we can meet, we can talk, dialogue. That's what.
And what message would you like to send to
I
what
just
message
said,
would you like to send to both of them?
I just said, let us try to solve that controversy by peaceful means, ensuring that the region remains a zone of peace.
Mr. PM, just take a position on the issue. Take a position. You know, you come across some editorials, not in the New York Times, not in the LA Times, not in the Guardian of London, but certain newspapers. And you go through the editorial, and they're not taking a position. They're writing a particular issue on crime, writing on healthcare, writing on education, but they're not taking a position. Just reporting the pros and cons. Take a position on the issue. So it's a case where the Prime Minister does not want to offend Guyana, and he does not want to offend Venezuela, because according to him, of what Venezuela has done for St. Lucia, the Albert Bridge, and they did this, and they did outright. Venezuela is wrong to the extent that it is now engaging in saber rattling. It is threatening annexation. Okay? It has to wait. It has to wait for the International Court of Justice to rule on the matter, saying that it will give citizenship to national Guyanese who are living in the Essequibo area, and also I think Maduro has already appointed an administrator for the area. I mean, that's bullying. So state the position clearly, Mr. Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is neither here nor there. Venezuela, Ghana is a friend. Ghana is a member of CARICOM. Venezuela is a friend. One of the first countries we established diplomatic relations with after independence. What is your position? What is St. Lucia's position on this border dispute between Guyana and Venezuela? Okay, so let's go through this. An article extracted from stluciatimes.com. It reads, St. Lucia's opposition leader, Alan Shasti, has called out Prime Minister Philip J. and some other unnamed CARICOM leaders, accusing them of attempting to appease Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro in the current border controversy with Guyana. Shasti posted his remarks in the St. Lucia Times comment section. The remarks responded to Prime Minister Pierre's call on Monday for a peaceful settlement of the border controversy. We are asking for both sides to respect international law, Pierre said. The Prime Minister's clarification on his previous statement is even more concerning, Shastny wrote. There should be no ambiguity, the United Workers' Party leader declared. Shastny asserted that Venezuela was acting illegally, challenging the sovereignty of Guyana and by extension St. Lucia. His Pierre's attempt and some of the other CARICOM leaders to appease Maduro because of their personal relationship is threatening CARICOM's and our own security by inviting other more powerful countries to challenge our sovereignty, the St. Lucia opposition warned. Given the aggressive and unprovoked actions of Venezuela and the statements by the president of Guyana, does anyone expect either side to back down? Shastny asked. St. Lucia should have made a strong, unequivocal statement to Maduro that we stand with Guyana and they should stand down until the court has given its final decision, he stated. Shastny also said Thursday's meeting between Guyana's president and Venezuela's president should be to reinforce waiting for the International Court of Justice decision on the border controversy and peacefully accept the outcome. The UWP leader said it was not too late for the Prime Minister of St. Lucia to do the right thing and stand strong with Guyana and all Guyanese citizens. St. Lucia's commitment to democracy and the rule of law and our own integrity demands nothing less, Shastny said. So in other words, he's saying to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, take a position, and that should be in support of Guyana. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. And as we await your calls, let me go through some of your comments in the chat room. Somebody says, Tim, is there a Festival of Lights today? If Castries is in a mess, every time I see the Prime Minister. Okay. Yes, there is the Festival of Lights taking place this evening on the Derek Walcott Square, 7:30. Is that the right time, Kimani? 7:30 this evening. All right, let's see if we have... Okay, we had a call coming in, but I think we lost it, so continue to call the broadcast. Another one, let me see. Somebody say, you're expecting too much for a Prime Minister of a European country like St. Lucia to take a position on a South American border dispute. We have a call. Good afternoon, this is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Yes, there is the Festival of Lights taking place this evening.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller. Okay. Let's see, we have lost a call. Okay, let's take another call, this time via WhatsApp. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello. Okay, we lost the caller. Let's try again. Hello, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi.
We have a bit of a delay.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Tim, first of all, let me extend condolences to Rick Wayne, his family, and the friends of his son. And I remember my dad, when he lost one of his kids, he said, the worst thing that could happen to a parent is to have to bury one of the children. So I can only imagine what he's going through right now. So my condolences to Rick Wayne. Tim, I listened to the Prime Minister's interview with Andre Paul from last Friday. I had a chance to listen to it over the weekend, and also his statements yesterday. And he's accusing everybody of the things that he did in the past and is currently doing right now. He actually hates the people who learned from him and his tactics. The same things he did and he's doing, that he did in opposition, he's still doing right now. He got upset with everybody doing the same thing, and he's guilty of that, you know. And during the interview he had with Andre Paul, he vehemently complained about people involving his daughter on social media. He never acknowledged that his daughter came on social media. She herself came there and said, I'm a Nepo baby, N-E-P-O. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means I'm in the position that I'm in because of my connections, in her case, to her father. So she said it. We didn't. You know, it's on social media. So he should take the issue with his daughter and ask her not to behave that way instead of coming after people who responded to what she posted.
Now, you realize on that issue, he did not expound on it. He was reluctant, to continue to speak about it.
Yes, because he knows if he talk about people being disingenuous. If he was being honest, he would have said, well, she started it, because he knows she started it. None of us, I hardly saw anybody spoke about his daughter other than to say she found a job. And I saw a lot of people came and defended her. Even UWP supporters said, she's a woman, she got a job, don't assume it's because. They actually said that before, don't assume it's because. And people talk about the woman is qualified and everything else. She's the one who posted a video and said, I'm a Nepo baby, okay? So she undid all the support people gave her by her doing that. But he never went and took issue with her, which is what I found profound, you know?
Well, he might have done it. He might have done it privately, caller.
Well, I'm talking about what he did publicly. If he did it privately, he should have come on and admitted. If he's been honest, like he wants everybody to be honest and transparent, that's his favorite word, he needs to start being transparent. Or if he done it already and he knew something was wrong, then he should have shut up about it. You know, if he had already addressed it in private. Don't bring it in public if you already addressed it in private and you're not going to say what you did in public. Leave it alone, you know. He find every reason to reply to things but not answer questions. He's very good at that. He replies to things but he doesn't answer the question. And there's a distinct difference. I could reply to something you say, but I don't necessarily have to answer the question, you know. He everything they ask the man, he finds somehow to point the fingers at UWP. He says the UWP administration, But then right away he says, I've been there for 6 terms, I've been elected 6 times, I've been in government for the longest while, this is my first time. Which is true. One of the true things he said, out of the last 6 elections, UWP has won 2, SLP has won 4. So when I hear Mr. Pierre is blaming everything that happened on the last SLP, the last UWP administration, and by the way, he absolves, all of a sudden now he absolves Mr. King. Mr. King is his friend. We had a talk and everything else. So it shows you that SLP is against something or against people when they don't take the same side as them. But the minute you cross over, everything is good. We have an example, Richard Frederick. But I suspected in that conversation, maybe it's just my understanding, that he kind of threw Richard Frederick under the bus because he reminded us strongly, more than once, that the only party Richard Frederick has ever belonged to is the UWP. He told us that he doesn't belong to the SLP, and if you have to take the tone of his voice, it's pretty much we don't really want Richard Frederick. We just have to live with him because he let us know that Richard Frederick is not a part of the SLP. He distanced himself from some of what I have to give him credit. I have to give Mr. Pierre credit for distancing himself from some of what Richard Frederick is saying on the issue. Especially when Richard Frederick is coming after women. And to prove his point and show how displeased he is with Richard Frederick going after Minerva Ward and all the other women, I forgot the other lady's name, and his supposed friend who called him for help. When he said, he went ahead to say what the SLP have been doing for women, to show Richard Frederick that he needs to get, if Richard Frederick didn't get the message, Mr. Pierre was pretty much saying, we don't agree with what you're doing and you need to get off women's case, you know? And to go on to what I think it was Rick Wayne who said last week or sometime that when people, something that I'm paraphrasing here, when people go after people and malpaling them and stuff like that, that's the lowest of the low, you know. Even Marcus Aurelius, this one philosopher, said we should recognize that when people are mean and harmful and going after people and all kinds of stuff like that, is to deal with their own flaws, their own insecurities, their own bad experiences, their own ignorance, etc. So it's something internal that's boiling at them, and they're trying to express it, and they're coming through these channels expressing it. You know, I know you want your line back. The PM said, when asked by Andre about the $201 million borrowed, to this day, he still cannot tell us how much of that money is going to go to the stadium and how much of it is for the hospital or how much is going anywhere. Tim, nowhere else, in no other avenue of life or business can you go for a loan and not know what you're going to do with it and how you're going to disperse it. It's just not allowed, you know? Can you imagine Joe Biden or anybody else or the Canadian Prime Minister come in and say, I have $201 million and say he doesn't know where it is? The opposition.
But how did the government reach that figure of 75 million US dollars?
How did you know? You preempted my question. How did you know you need $201 million if you don't know what's allocated for what? So, and they don't want to answer our questions, thinking they're masters unto themselves. But these are things that don't happen in jurisdictions that are true democracies. You know, they are accountable to us, and they forget that they're accountable to us, and they tell us things like "shut up" and "none of your business." This is not how democracy works. Somebody needs to give them a lesson in how democracy works. You know, the man he told us about GPH and how, and then he goes again and reminded us that the UWP initiated that. And I listened to the Prime Minister and I listened to parts of it twice, and it seems almost every initiative that happens, everything that's meaningful, carbon, GPH, whatever he mentioned, he kind of gave the UWP credit for having either started these things or looking at them or bringing them forth and stuff like that, which begs the question, what did he bring on board? You know, and lastly, one thing he said in terms of developmental policy, he never offered policy. He never say what he's going to do for the country, which is what politicians do when they grab a microphone and come and address the nation for an hour and 24 minutes or whatever, or 44 minutes or whatever it was. You tell the country where there's hope, what you're going to do and stuff like that. The only thing he said that resembles a policy statement was, he said one school of thought says that you have to go through supply side economics to do whatever. I'm paraphrasing what he said. But he says, it says that you get the rich richer, it will trickle down to the poor. Well, anybody with half a cent of an ounce of sense know that doesn't work. Under Reagan, it didn't work. Under Bush, it didn't work on anybody. So that's true. He's right on that. But he says the other side says you create an environment for the rich to get richer, but not at the expense of the poor. That's why we have social programs. That last line there tells you the philosophy of the SLP, which is dangerous to St. Lucia. Here's the reason. We must have social programs. We need social programs. But you cannot run a country on handouts. This amounts to handouts. Where is the part where you make the income? Where is the part where you empower people, you educate them, you create entrepreneurship, you help create the environment for them to get jobs, you bring up the middle class, you bring up the lower classes. That's the kind of policy you're supposed to be going forward. So you have less people to put on social programs. But when your core policy is handouts and social programs, you cannot develop a country that way. Thank you, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Kimani, what's in the chat room?
In the chat room, someone says, also Venezuela wants to issue the Guyanese along the Essequibo River Venezuelan passports. Another comment, Martinique's government is helping its people. Even the persons sleeping on the streets do not try to compare. Someone says, what rambling nonsense is this? How can the PM state that Guyana and Venezuela are good friends while Venezuela is seeking to occupy Guyana's lands? Someone says the whole of Castries needs a makeover. Too many little stores on the sidewalks in the boulevard.
Hold that point there. The investment minister, during the press conference yesterday, did address Castries, the state of Castries. It was only a few days ago, I was speaking with a friend, and he was lamenting the absence of any kind of meaningful activities, social activities, and so on in Castries, for example, where people can, go out there for entertainment and dinner or lunch, etc., in the capital, and particularly on evenings for dinner. And he referenced at one time you had the Green Parrot on the Morn in Castries in the center of the city. You had a Rain Restaurant, but now there isn't any kind of nightlife taking place in the nation's capital. And according to Dr. Ernest Hilaire, that's something that will be attended to during the course of the new year. Let's listen to his comments on this.
One of the projects we will announce involve a major project in Castries. We have to uplift the Castries experience, and if we can make Castries an experience in itself and the vendors are part of that experience, they create new opportunities for them. Castries, there's a lot of work has to be done in Castries, a lot of work. I don't need to say more.
Couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Minister, Investment Minister. Castries is a ghost town from from 7 o'clock in the evening right through until the following day. You have that real estate. You certainly need to create the environment where people can thrive economically, when people can go out and socialize. People, for example, who do not have a vehicle. If you're living, for example, at Marchand Entrepot, or maybe you're living at Le Toc or on the Morn, you don't have a vehicle, you don't want to head all up north to Rodney Bay, etc. You want to go to the capital and have a good time. We are just into the festive season. Window shopping, and people can do all those kind of things in the nation's capital. But certainly it is something that is lacking, and this has been the case as far as the capital is concerned for much too long, over several decades. I remember you had the Blue Coral building, and it was said that there would be, you'd have cinemas there, you'd have restaurants there, etc. There'll be a hive of activity in the capital. This has not materialized. Any more comments, Kimani?
Someone says, what about the people in the south? Another comment, Castries is a big rum shop. Someone says, let's see, PJP thinks Choiseul is a country and St. Lucia is in England. Moimam Balfini. I think they probably meant Labrie, but that's it in the chat room.
Thank you so much. Still to come, we will be hearing that consumers, you have the power. You are watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world, and this is NewsSpin.
one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Introducing the new LuSelect Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From my account to streetlight reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, luselect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. LuSelect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Sign up for a large postpaid plan and get 2 Samsung Galaxy A4s for just $199, plus 2 entries into the Everyday Grand Giveaway. This Christmas is on us. Sign up in store or online today at discoverflow.co. Terms and conditions apply.
You asked for it, and it's back. The National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited announces the return of its Merry Till February Christmas loan promotion. Get up to $30,000 with absolutely no deposit and up to 5 years to repay. It's Merry Till February with the Farmers Credit Union. Call 454-6710 in VA4 or 452-7277 in Castries to book an appointment with one of our loans officers today. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready for the most delicious holiday season ever with KFC's 12 Days of Christmas. Starting November 18th to 19th December, spend just $30 or more at KFC and you could win fabulous prizes. Win an iPhone 15, a home entertainment system, a smartwatch, a VR headset, and household appliances. Plus, we're giving away a $1,500 grocery voucher and a $500 voucher for wine and spirits. The excitement continues from December 8th to December 19th with one incredible prize up for grabs every single day. Terms and conditions apply. This promotion is approved by the St. Lucia National Lottery. Don't miss out on your chance to win big this holiday season with KFC's 12 Days of Christmas. Promotion valid at all KFC locations and delivery. Visit kfcslu.com for full terms and conditions.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are able to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. To make it easier for you, La Clinique de Corps is currently offering a special 30% discount for the Christmas season for all specialist consultations. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So, walk into the new year pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book your appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Celebrate this festive season with automotive art and make it a December to remember. Deck the halls of your garage with incredible deals that will light up your holiday season. For a limited time, enjoy a merry 20% off on all tools and accessories. The perfect gift for the car enthusiast in your life. But the holiday cheer doesn't stop there. Buy 3 tires on selected tire models and unwrap the gift of a 4th one for free. It's our way of spreading the joy of the road. And if that's not enough to make your season bright, slay the streets with up to 50% off on rims. Make this Christmas unforgettable. A December to remember at Automotive Art. Don't forget that we've extended opening hours in our Castries branch until 6 p.m. So hurry in and let the savings sleigh ride into your festive celebration. Automotive Art, where holiday magic meets the open road.
Find me where they find nice, where we come to play within it. Blast your stress away, but know your limit. Just feel it, you're winning. We're having a blast, blast, blast. Hey! Your one-stop shop, lottery, VLTs and bingo. Come for the games, stay for the food, drinks and more. Celebrate with me, we feeling lucky. Blast with victory. Find me where they find nice, where we come to play within it. Blast your stress away, but know your limit. Just feel it, you're winning. We're having a blast, blast, blast. Yeah, we playing blast.
Must be 18 or over to play. Only from the St. Lucia National Lottery. Changing lives.
Gather your friends and family for a festive night filled with decadent delights and enchanting entertainment as Project Chocolat presents an evening like no other. Nuelo Chocolat! Come join us on December 23rd from 7 p.m. as the evening sparkles with performances by The Extreme Band, Sir Lancelot, DJ Rebo, and The Invader. Supplying rhythms that will have you dancing all night long. Tickets are just $40 for an unforgettable night of joy and Christmas cheer. Don't wait, grab your tickets today. Available at the sale outlets at Bamboo's Bar Supreme. Nuelo Chocolat, where the magic of Christmas and the allure of entertainment come together. Project Chocolat St. Lucia, celebrating Christmas in the sweetest way. Call us at 1758-731-3028 or 731-3847 for more information.
For the festive season, Lucians like their ham, the turkey, pork, beef and liquor.
Why not? But that's all for the kitchen. What about the living room?
A vacuum cleaner to tidy up the place, man.
What about the yard?
A lawnmower, a brush cutter, leaf blowers, a high pressure washer. The thing is, Europa Hardware has all the robust tools we all need to nice up the place. A large variety of water pumps, generators, air compressors, garden hoses, and more. A list that has no end. Plus, Europa services all the tools they sell. Give them a call at 452-0763. Europa Hardware. We are located in Massad, Brazil.
Happy holidays, St. Lucia, from Europa.
Come on the broadcast, some information to be shared with you on how you can clear your barrels in time for the Christmas season, right? So you want to take advantage of the government's concession on barrels. We'll provide you with some information because some of you, I think you are going about it the wrong way. So please stay with us. I'll explain in just a bit, and we have a resource person who will be providing information. In the meantime, continue to remind you about our NewsSpin mugs in time for the festive season. It comes in handy. It's a great gift to your family, to friends, particularly for the news spinners. I get the impression some of the people don't want to purchase the mug. That's okay. That's all right. But the news spinners, they are purchasing the mug, and we are certainly thankful that you are doing that. It's a promotional material. It costs only $50. You know why it's $50? My photograph is on the mug. Okay? That is why. So you could always send me a message. Send me a message and I'll tell you how you can purchase your mug. WhatsApp message. Not a WhatsApp call, but a WhatsApp message at 716-2026. And up to this morning, somebody came in to purchase a mug, and I'm sure that some people are scheduled to purchase mugs this afternoon. And a lady called me from Timon in Union. She'll be purchasing a mug from me tomorrow, National Day. I'll be on duty selling those mugs. What is happening in the chat room, Kimani?
Happy birthday to Lucita Jean-Pierre. She says she's a top fan of NewsSpin. I hope she enjoys this day. Someone says, Tim, that mug is too small. Big T, big mug, big story.
You like too many big things.
And someone says, if it was in a different color, I would get one.
Imagine some people are asking whether we have yellow mugs. I mean, people are just... Anyway, forget about it. I don't want to put myself in trouble and for you not to purchase my mugs, okay? So I'll do like Philip JP. I'm not taking any sides on this particular issue.
Speaking of sides, someone commented saying, during situations of warfare and international tensions, an informative government must exercise diplomacy, and PJP knows that. Someone says, when are they paying those step workers? One owes me, so I can stand in the yard to wait, taking the day off that day. Another comment in the chat room. The old CDC should be replaced with guest houses or hotel to add more attractions to the city and the nightlife. Uplift the city by all means. A theater, game places can be added. What are the attractions for guests coming from the ships? Another comment in the chat room. Someone says also a bowling alley in the city. That's it.
WhatsApp message, somebody says, Tim, speaking of Castries, I think it's at its worst in decades. Every street in Castries has a family of potholes, or the road is sinking and uneven. It's Jupala, Jupaisi, Getaway Sa, Brogodo, Antua. And I'm not making this up. We have another WhatsApp message. Somebody imagine says, Tim, if I want a mug without your picture, how much is it? I want a mug without photo, just the NewsSpin logo. Wow, I'm feeling hurt. Well, I don't have, unfortunately, any NewsSpin mug without my photo. All right. Now, I'm not narcissistic. I don't want people to get that impression, you know. All right, let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. How can we want to enjoy higher levels of activity in the city when there is so much crime in the place? Not to mention lack of police presence too. We need to make people feel safe first before we can think of booming business activities in the city, particularly at night. Okay, that's it as far as the WhatsApp message is concerned. Let's see, there's somebody says there. Okay, let's see if we have another one. Okay. All right. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, under the market is very lively, even by DAX. That's true. I wonder why. Another one. Healthcare is ridiculous. I watch people sit and wait indefinitely. The nurses or doctors don't ask what is wrong or to know is to treat and send you on your way. They do by order of entry. I sat and watched 2 officers in uniform wait 7 hours with a prisoner. No urgency on the part of the establishment. That should not be. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Okay, somebody says there, tuned in late, what happened to Rick Wayne? Okay, we sent condolences to him because his son passed away over in Barbados last evening as a result of a vehicle accident, a crash involving the motorcycle he was riding and another vehicle. Let us hear from the Commerce Minister, Emma Hippolyte. Speaking with reporters again yesterday, and she made an observation. I mean, most of us, we've heard this before, but it's worth repeating. It's a brief comment.
As consumers, you have power because you have the cash. As consumers, you have power because you have the cash.
So you heard that from the Consumer Affairs Minister. Consumers, you have power because you have the cash. The people of St. Lucia, you have power as well because you have the vote. And every 5 years, the politicians want you to invest or repose your confidence in them. So do not wait every 5 years to ensure that they account for their actions. But consumers, you have the power because you have the cash. Let's take a WhatsApp call as we say hello. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you,
Yes, sir.
I was doing some research just recently, and I came across a court case where the Minister for Housing had taken the government to court, I think about 2 years ago, to get relief from his having to pay duties on a vehicle he imported.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that quite strange because, I mean, just recently in the House of Parliament, the guy was making all the best arguments why we should be happy to pay taxes to the government.
Which friend there?
And
Which
hey,
the housing minister, Richard Frederick?
Definitely.
Yeah. No,
And
there's an issue. There was an issue earlier, several years ago. You remember he was arrested and so on. And
no, not that issue at all.
Another issue.
Yes, that is actually a 2019 case.
Mm-hmm.
That was heard in 2020, and it was heard again. The final part was heard only earlier this year or late last year, where he's so here's the basis of his case: that he was a minister of government before, and that because he was a minister of government before, he's entitled to have duty-free concessions.
Okay, I'm not familiar with
And this is in 2019, while the guy is not, at the time, he's not an MP, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's out of government. And he's suing the state to recover some $80-something thousand from his duties. Because his total duties was $189,000, and he was trying to get refunded the $100,000, so the $80,000, so that only had to pay $100,000 in duties. So, I mean, I found it so strange, you know, that somebody who's making such a great case for the citizens paying their taxes to actually take the government of St. Lucia, the Attorney General, to court, you know, to have himself not pay duties on his import, when he's not even entitled to duty free.
But I'm not familiar with that
so
case.
I found that, you know, I was actually researching something and I came across it.
Okay.
And I found it first funny, and it just showed how, you know, these guys speak with, you know, on one side of their mouth, and they definitely act totally 180. A second thing I wanted to speak on, Tim, is an issue with regards to Castries City. When you go into Castries City, there are two things I have an issue with. This sort of Castries City Council allowing persons to just pitch tents, especially in the boulevard area. These people are actually given a permit by the Castries City Council to vend there for a day, you know. I think they pay the CCCI, I can't remember if it's $30 or something like that a day. And they indiscriminately put their tents basically anywhere.
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
You pass by a vendor, the tent is in the sidewalk, then another vendor has the tent in the road. Another vendor has taken up a parking spot, and their tent is in the back of their vehicle, so they've taken up 2 spaces in the boulevard. And you know, it's so unorganized, disorganized, that it's going to cause a serious problem, because you can imagine if somebody takes a fall there. You know, even I have had an issue where once I park my vehicle, a vendor is coming to me saying, "Oh, but you park where I'm vending," and I'm saying, "But miss, I don't see anything that says the spot is reserved for you." And so vendors now have taken parts of the boulevard as that is their real estate. And so if you drive around, it now creates a third problem, where persons are now even taking no parking signs. They just put it in the road. I have seen a no parking sign placed in the road, and at the end of the business day, that no parking sign entered Raj straw.
Oh.
I don't know that Raj is a police officer to put no parking signs on the street. You find empty bottle crates in the middle of the road. People are putting cones in the middle of the road. People are putting their bicycles in the middle of the road. I've even seen a guy standing in the middle of the road to prevent people from parking, so that, you know, they can, I guess they want to be seen by passers-by for foot traffic. But this is wrong, and some of the other business places use their security guards to prevent people from parking on the public road, saying that, well, that's the bossman space. That's the bossman parking, you know? And recently I had an issue near the Bank of St. Lucia by Computer World, where a lady was actually trying to tell me that it was their parking spot. And I said, "My lady, this is a free parking area." And you know, the lady actually followed me, threatening me, calling me all sorts of names, telling me she'll flat my tire. I said, well, if I'm improperly parked, let the police ticket me. You know, I came there at the end of the day, there was no such thing because I had actually gone to the CCC and they said no. While the place, Computer World, that's near Bank of St. Lucia, is claiming that they're paying the CCC for the parking, that apparently was never true at all. So you have those business places using their security guards to put a little bit of fear in people, telling them that they're going to get ticketed, they shouldn't park there, the parking belongs to that business area, the parking belongs to the owner of the business. And this is most times untrue, and I don't think it augurs well. It shows definitely what our society is coming. Because people will be doing now, what are they going to do next? Impersonate the police to stop you in traffic and rob you? I mean, I think the police also needs to put a stop to that, because you just drive around Castries City and you will see the cones, you will see the crates, the empty crates, you will see the pallets and everything just dropped in the road. And I think this is a traffic hazard, and more so, it is allowing those people to believe that they're above the law.
Okay, caller.
So I'm hoping they're hearing, and I'm hoping they can do something about that issue.
Okay, thank you
very much.
Thank you so much for calling. No doubt that is an issue for the Castries Constituencies Council. We have the city police. They certainly need to be a bit more active. This is NewsSpin, where we continue our discussion. We continue to go through your various messages, and we have some information to share with you. We'll see if we can interact with somebody from the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, and momentarily so that I could pose a few questions to her. Her name is Gina McPhee, and she is the Communications and Public Relations Officer of the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority. Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon. All right, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. What is happening this year as far as the clearance of barrels by members of the public?
Yes. Thank you, Tim. You know, we're always honored when we get an opportunity to sit with you. I think by now, SLASPA is already part of the Power family. So I've already taken my place. But today we just want to speak with the public about using the online appointment system, especially now during the season where we have all of this traffic and so many persons are expecting barrels and boxes from their family. We just want to encourage the public to go onto our website, www.slaspa.com, and use the online appointment system. What we've seen for some days now is that persons have not utilized the service of that system, and when they come in on the port, we are not really able to serve them in the way that we'd like, because then they would have to wait because persons have booked way before them. So we are already encouraging persons to use that system. The beautiful thing is we have the men and women behind our IT department who've worked assiduously to update that system. So it is really something amazing where customers, it really is a seamless process that ensures that whatever we do at the port when the customer comes in is also as seamless as the process online. So today we just want to encourage persons to use that system, especially now. And of course, I would just give a reminder of what you would need, and that is your bill of lading. And for now, we're asking persons to have their container number or even the shipping code that you would receive from your agent. And so just assist us with making things a bit easier. And in that way, you would also have the information as to whether the barrel has been reserved and so on. So this is the reason why we're here, Tim, to really encourage persons to go online and use that system.
What is the waiting period? For example, if you were to use that system, the online appointment system, how long after that would you be able to go over to WASCO to have your barrels cleared?
Oh, it doesn't take any time. It doesn't take time at all, Tim. When you make your appointment and you're able to schedule a date on our calendar that it will be presented, you might even get, if the day is available, you might be able to clear your barrel the day after or even the day after that. So it doesn't take any time at all. You just need to ensure that you have all the information that is required to make the appointment. You need to ensure that you have your documentation, that is the arrival date of your vessel. So if the customer works with the agent, then they would be set and ready to place their appointment and to receive their barrel in no time.
Is that a responsibility of the owner of the barrel, or let's say in some cases you have the broker? Can the broker do that for you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. We also encourage persons to work with the brokers. The brokers do an awesome job with representing the customers because they take you through the process as well. So if it's a case where you're not able to do it yourself, we encourage persons to reach out to the brokers because they do provide an awesome service.
Okay. Finally, again, the reminder, Gina, to the members of the public.
Yes. No problem. So we're just encouraging everybody, especially this season. It is the season to be jolly, to use the online appointment system, and it can be found on SLASPA's website, www.slaspa.com. Go on there. It is a seamless process. If you are not able, we do have agents right here at SLASPA. You can call in to get clarity on any information that you require. But we're encouraging persons to use this system to ensure that we do not have any bottlenecks when you come in, that you are able to come into the port and get your process done and get out in a time that is not too much for you. So we're just encouraging everybody to use that system this season.
Okay, thank you so much, Gina McPhee.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tim.
You're welcome, ma'am.
And Merry Christmas from all of us at SLASPA.
Thank you so much, and same to you and the
You are
other
so welcome. Thank you.
other employees at the St. Lucia and Seaports Authority. All the best. All right, just heard there from Gina McPhee, who is the communications officer and the PRO at SLASPA. What's happening in the chat room? Final update from you, Kimani?
Someone says, no one citizen owns the sidewalk. It's a public domain. Twice this week, I had conversations with separate persons on how this country has become so lawless. Call of the vendors have taken over the sidewalks and Lucians seem fine with it. Someone says it's upsetting going into the city. And finally, we need Castries to be a business place, a bustling place, restaurants in our market, shops, and a skybox onto with rooms and seats. That's it in the chat room, Tim.
Imagine you ask the question, Kimani, what is troubling you about the state of our country? How do you answer that question? What is troubling you about the state of our country?
I would say maybe criminal activity among the youth.
Yeah? Okay. Here's how somebody responded to that question several years ago, and it appeared in the NewsSpin WhatsApp group today. And I extracted it, and we have that clip all ready to play. What is troubling you about the state of our country?
Well, what is troubling about the state of our country is politically ambiguous Neanderthals has scarred this nation relentlessly. So after inconcisive, dilemmatic and immoralistic decay, we the St. Lucian people need to rise from the ashes to recommence our Horatios. Now we are no interpreters, excellent rhetographers, but if you may think of us as such, you may think that we belong to some ecclesiastical confraternity. We telekinetically mourn with the rest of St. Lucia on the passing of Sir John. So are we most perturbed by the psychocism and dwarfism which lurks inconspicuously in our fair Helen. The very moral fabric of our society has been destroyed in a decisively negative fashion, while it is espionagically incomprehensible that hardened criminals can easily and tranquilly acquire cars, cash and guns. So let me adhere to you, my fellow St. Lucians. Please exercise exuberance and fortitude as you venture into the expansities of the realm of fetching and pleasure. And on a much serious note, young people of this great nation of ours, education, ambition, and discipline is the key to success. And please remain AIDS, chikungunya, Ebola, and diabetes free.
Simple question. What is troubling you about the state of our country? And this recording was done, I think it's more than 10 years now, a little over a decade now. Quite entertaining and quite a mouthful as well. Don't forget to get your NewsSpin mugs. And to get your NewsSpin mugs, all you have to do is to send me a message via WhatsApp 716-2026 for your inquiries, and I'll be able to inform you, guide you on how you can purchase your NewsSpin mugs. WhatsApp message 716-2026. Finally, our NewsSpin news of the day. In an affirmation of international solidarity, Guyana has received unwavering support from Brazil amidst the ongoing territorial dispute with Venezuela. In an affirmation of international solidarity, Guyana has received unwavering support from Brazil amidst the ongoing territorial dispute with Venezuela. This has been your NewsSpin news of the day, and that's your broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Tomorrow, National Day, we will not be on the air. We'll be back, God willing, Wednesday afternoon, 12:30, with another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world. Kimani? Well, tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay, so we'll be back. Thank you so much. We'll be back on Thursday afternoon, and that is at 12:30, right here on Power 97.9 FM, as well as on YouTube and the NewsSpin Facebook page. Be safe. Goodbye.